But he couldn't survive a second. Rap star Tupac Shakur last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light, and he happened to be hanging out the window. Once he got the region, I got the junkie.
Which of those four is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
Diddy is set to be entangled in another case due to the impending news of his sentencing. The news broke that Vegas police were re-examining Tupac's case. The fact that Tupac was pictured with Diddy's baby mama, Sarah Chapman, on November 18, 1995, has led to widespread rumors of Diddy's participation. In the past, Diddy has called Sarah his dream girl. He was upset when she started dating Tupac because it was Diddy's first time pursuing Tupac.
I believe so. I do believe so. I have proved things that I can say that will back up my claim, but this is not for the world to know about. You know what I mean? It's between me and him, and only he knows. So every time he say it didn't happen, or that's the only thing that makes this become an issue to everybody. I was acting. Who gets shot 5 times and acts? Oh, I didn't get shot 5 times in their vision. I only got shot once because they found the book. The police found him, but now they the cops. Now they doing detective work.
After his initial attempt failed, he made another attempt. According to reports from the Diddy trial, a former police officer said Diddy had Tupac dealt with for $1 million. Diddy employed Keffe D to take down Tupac after Suge Knight struck back and dealt with Biggie, because he was finally taken in for questioning after 20 years of being free and not being imprisoned. What's intriguing, though, is that Keffe D says Diddy was the main perpetrator.
On all 4 of those occasions, there's San Diego, Anaheim, Irvine, and Vegas. Which ones do you actually talk to Puffy at?
Every one.
Every one of them. Which of those 4 is it when you talk to him about Tupac?
It was really about both of them. Either one. It was
Tupac and Suge, you mean?
Yeah.
Diddy was questioned over his role in the newswriting trial. After being cited 77 times in a court document, Diddy is being questioned about his purported involvement in Tupac's death. Diddy wanted to take him out, according to KD. However, after researching Tupac's life, the author of his biography discovered that he wasn't as tough as he seemed. As he stated, Tupac lacked the knowledge necessary to protect himself and operate a pistol.
Because he died because all these guys sold him this lifestyle idea, but he wasn't it. He couldn't fight. He had no athleticism. He didn't know how to shoot. He wasn't that guy, but he started to believe it.
He method acted it.
100% method acted it.
However, this quickly became a news story, and a video of 50 Cent criticizing Diddy for something he did to Tupac appeared. 50 Cent claims he dislikes Diddy because he lost Tupac.
I hate when they leave me to talk because I always say the wrong thing. I'm saying, last time they let me, I said something about Puffy. You saw that? You saw that clip? Yeah! I gotta stop doing that. Okay, I've been talking to a therapist trying to help me with the saying. I said crazy. No reason. Oh, but maybe I said it about Puffy because he got Tupac killed.
He raps in his song, Fuel. I ain't trying to beef with him because he might put a hit on me like Keffe D did him, and that's the only way you're going to be getting me. Eminem also addressed the issue. He criticized Diddy for hiring Keffe D's team to perform a hit on Tupac. The strange thing is that Diddy was even confronted about it years ago by the Breakfast Club interview.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense, my brother. So we're not even going to go there, with all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
Because you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody? But no, you have to do it like a journalist.
Yeah, no, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
Which we never believed, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Even if you know Diddy wasn't the only one involved in the crime, new names and evidence of people involved are being revealed by the reinvestigation of Tupac's death, as reported by the media. I'm holding Suge responsible for the passing of the 2 greatest rappers to ever grace the face of this planet, Eminem said in reference to the new moniker that was brought up, Suge Knight. Christopher Wallace would tell you himself if he could speak. Shu is the one I blame for Ja Rule's passing, or any other person holding the rope. Detective Poole believed Knight had set up Tupac's death before he could leave the label, according to new police documents. For the purpose of confusing investigators, he subsequently set up the Blue Street Squad for the hit. Snoop Dogg is likely the most prominent member of the Blue Squad to be blamed for the crime. Snoop Dogg was supposed to be in the BMW with Tupac and Suge Knight, according to the information you find out when you look into his involvement in the incident.
With Tupac, though, in regards to Tupac, I heard a story, did you give him different advice that night on where to go?
I didn't give him no advice.
Right.
We wasn't seeing eye to eye.
Right.
So.
Saying during the Tyson.
Yeah, this incident that I'm explaining to you right now was the day before that.
Okay.
So when they got to Vegas, they went their way, I went back. I mean, when we got to LA, they went to Vegas and I went home. That's why I wasn't in the car, in the car with them.
Snoop claims that he was unable to attend due to last-minute cancellations, which resulted from a disagreement with Tupac. Given that Snoop was tapped into the streets in the 1990s, it is highly suspicious that this occurred a few days prior to Tupac's death. Snoop probably would have learned of any intended hit on Tupac and decided not to ride in the car with him that evening. Additionally, 2 days prior to his death, Snoop Dogg stated that Tupac suddenly despised him.
I say a week before we was best of friends. 2 days before I don't think he liked me.
Why?
Because we was in New York, and it happened. New York, they shot at me and did all kind of shit to me, like just the worst you could think of. And I forgave him. And went and did an interview and was asked, how do I feel about Puffy and Biggie? And I was like, I want to do some music with him. And I just rubbed Cuz the wrong way, like, tried to me, how that you, and you talking about you want to do a song with him? I wasn't thinking about his emotions. I was thinking about the way I felt at the time. I wasn't into no controversy. I liked his music. They was our friends. We was all friends at one point. This video footage of all of us hanging out.
It's quite alarming, though, when you consider the entire night and the manner in which the crime was committed. Tupac was in Vegas on September 7, 1996, with Suge Knight, the head of his record label. A brawl broke out after they saw an OP in the lobby after attending a Mike Tyson match at the MGM Grand.
Suge Knight and their entourage went to the Mike Tyson, the MGM Grand. Keefe D and his nephew, Orlando Lane Anderson, and 2 of their friends were also there. Keefe D told LAPD Detective Greg Kading more than a decade ago in a proffer that couldn't be used against him. The was retaliation after Tupac jumped Orlando and up at the casino. Surveillance cameras recorded the fight. Tupac was angry that Lane had stolen his necklace years prior in Compton. Tupac, Suge Knight, and the entourage left the casino quickly.
Shortly thereafter, security broke up the altercation and Tupac and Suge went to their hotel. They were getting set to party at a club after changing their clothes following the altercation. Leaving the hotel around 11 p.m., they make their way to the club. However, an SUV pulled up alongside them and committed the act when they were stopped at a red light.
Knew about Tupac's concert at the Club 662. Members, including Orlando and Keefe D, jumped in their white Cadillac and started cruising the strip looking for the offender. Before long, they finally spotted Tupac's caravan. At the intersection of East Flamingo Boulevard and Koval Lane, the white Cadillac pulled alongside the black BMW with Suge on the driver and Tupac on the passenger seats. The back window of the Cadillac rolled twice in the chest, once in the arm, once in the thigh.
Even though the crime was kept a secret for 20 years, Keefe D took an interview to reveal everything, including the exact moment they pulled up on Tupac.
And Bubble Up was the driver, and Baby Lane and Freaky were in the back seat.
We was just all in the car, yeah.
Okay. This was the white Cadillac.
Yeah.
So you guys are driving around, and then you hear these girls say, Tupac, Tupac.
Got to the light. He was gonna go drink, and he happened to be hanging out the window. He's hanging out the window like he was in a parade.
Tupac?
Yeah, he was.
So what happens next? You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW, with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat.
According to Keefe D, Tupac started the fight because they believed he was reaching for something in his car door. This is even worse because Tupac realized something wasn't right just before the fight started.
You said that as you're driving up towards the BMW with Suge driving and Tupac in the passenger seat. And you said that Tupac pulled out a...
It looked like he was reaching, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you actually...
No, once he got the reaching, I got the ducking.
So someone from your car started at Tupac and Suge.
The people petitioned the police to jail Keffy D for the crime around the time that he conducted the interview. They responded by making public an interrogation they conducted with Keffy D in the past.
Lane starts. You say Suge looks over, he sees you. He looks right at you.
Yeah, he looks at me.
Okay. When he looks over at you, and then Tupac's busy getting. Evidently, the story is Tupac's trying to either get out of the
back seat or something.
Yeah. What do you see happening inside their car?
I seen him going Suge head. I thought he was.
So Orlando was across Dre?
He leaned over on the window, rolled down the window.
Nevertheless, Keffy D continued to speak and expressed sorrow for the incident.
Yeah, I hate that happened, dog. I really do, man. It took a lot of people's lives, dude. Hate that happen. Promise to God. I feel they should, that was wrong, man. It was just wrong, purely wrong. You know what I'm saying? I wish it had never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion on it. Wish it never happened, dude.
On the other hand, the evidence files get increasingly bizarre due to the possibility that Tupac is still alive. An officer's interview exposed that Tupac was a federal industrial plant who was assigned to put an end to the rivalry between the blue and red street teams.
Well, it turns out when I talked to Tupac's longtime mentor, political mentor, former Black Panther Chokwe Lumumba, who was his first business manager, he's told me, I basically asked, well, was Tupac only pretending to be or to appeal to gangs and politicize them? And he said yes. And that was part of his thug life agenda that he came up with his imprisoned stepfather, Matulu Shakur. And so Tupac was just using that in order to get the leaders to call peace truces, first in Los Angeles, then throughout California, and then throughout the country. And that was why he was pretending to be this gangster type. And really, he was just an intellectual prodigy.
His death was the outcome of the plan's failure. However, it also explains why Snoop Dogg was not present. He may have discovered Tupac was an industry plant and stopped rocking with him. However, they discovered an interview with Tupac's friend Trey from 2010 that mentions him as proof that he is still alive. Previously, the two were best friends and collaborated on music. It becomes intriguing, however, when you learn that Trey describes how he last saw Tupac in Cuba after he believed the interview was over. This is an odd statement to make about someone who has been gone for 14 years. It seems like it was just yesterday. Why lower the camera for the question if it's an interview?
So if you ain't ready for it, get on the sidewalk. One last question. Nobody knows. Y'all good? Yeah, we good. Thanks a lot, man. Last time I saw music.
A video of what is thought to be Tupac sitting in a Cuban parking lot was broadcast on a news website, which further fueled the crazy Cuba hypothesis.
That's Pac, man. He was the outlaw. And Reg from Holla Back is trying to be friendly and get autographs. Holla Back exclusive, baby. Holla Back.
In numerous interviews, even Suge Knight, Tupac's manager and best friend, acknowledged that he is still alive. Nobody else would have more information about the matter. He lived through it and was actually present at the time. Prior to his untimely death, Suge Knight disclosed that Tupac was doing well in the hospital. "When I left that hospital, Tupac and I were joking and laughing," he said. "I don't see how someone can go from performing well to performing poorly."
When I left that hospital, me and Pac was laughing and joking. So I don't see how somebody can turn from doing well to doing bad.
So you seriously think that he might still be alive?
I'm saying that Pac, you never.
However, the police claimed Tupac was in a deep sleep, which makes the interview strange. The two of them could not have been laughing together as he claimed. Suji said this more than once, though. He went on to imply that Tupac was still alive in a 2008 interview.
So he was conscious on the way to the hospital?
He was conscious on the way to the hospital. He was conscious in the ambulance. He was conscious after they did the surgery.
What was the last thing that he said to you?
And just 2 weeks after that interview was made public, Suge was involved in an incident in which a man pointed a gun at him 6 times. This caused him to stop discussing the case because he was afraid he was being singled out for discussing Tupac. But even Suga Knight Jr., Suga's son, committed the same error. On Instagram in 2018, his son claimed that Tupac was still alive and residing in Malaysia. Over the next few days, Suge Jr. shared another post, this time a text exchange in which he wrote, "You said too very much. You should leave now." As a result, Jr. deleted his Instagram account and shared pictures of Tupac alongside contemporary stars like Beyoncé and 50 Cent. The caption on Beyoncé's post said, "He never left us, but they'll be after me soon." But fans were simply perplexed by all of this. He may be telling the truth, but some say he was just acting for attention. Suge Knight would probably know more than anyone else in the world, as would his kid.